Hey, Pete, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Members of the media, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise your hand feature located underneath the reactions tab. Pete, your first question today comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Pete, we've been talking a lot about Brandon Nimmo the last couple of days. From a fellow hitter's perspective, what have you seen in his at-bats early this season?
I mean, his plate discipline is absolutely incredible right now. I mean, but that's always par for the course with Brandon Nimmo. I mean, his eye and zone command is probably one of the best in the league, but how he's just swinging the bat with authority, like at quality pitches. I mean, it's really impressive. How he's going about his business and how consistent he's been has been awesome. I mean, he's really starting to just be so impressive every single day. Not that he wasn't before, but he's just really taken himself like to a different level, and it's so impressive. And he's really doing a great job for us, and I can tell he's absolutely worked his ass off this offseason. So, and we know that he's going to continue to give quality at bats and come up big for us because he's a great player, and it's going to be a very fun year for him.
See, one of the things that he said last night when we spoke to him was that the VR RBI hit in the second game was almost as big as the one in the first game, just given, he said, kind of the fact that it felt like it released the attention, that it felt like everybody could exhale. Did you get that same sense when VR came through in that spot last night?
No, that was huge, and yeah, I feel that way too. Like getting like the way that he came up clutch was really special, and really was a huge focal point and anchor for us winning those two games yesterday. So I would have for sure agree with that.
Your next question comes from Justin Toscano.
Hey, Pete, back on Nimmo, is that plate discipline, his eye, is that innate, or are there certain things you've seen him work on to help hone that?
I mean, it's a combination of both. I mean, he's got incredible visual skills, and how he's been able to work and go about his routine is extra special. So I do think it's a little bit of both. I mean, he's really gifted. He does have. I think he has the best plate discipline or zone discipline I've seen out of anybody. But again, that's he doesn't just rely on his natural talent. I mean, he really works hard and takes pride in his plate discipline and being able to capitalize on pitches in the zone. So he's been doing an outstanding job.
And what's Zach Wheeler's best trait?
Well, I mean, he's got absolutely electric stuff, and he knows, and also for him being over here for a really long time, he knows our lineup, and I feel like going against someone, it could either work really well for you or really against you because he knows us, but also we know him. So it'll be a good battle. I mean, he's got extremely electric stuff, and I've seen him pitch all throughout 2019, and he had a excellent year that year. So I think, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a fun game today. It's gonna be a tough one today, but the guys are ready.
Dave Lennon, you have the next question.
Hey, Pete. Michael Conforto is such a dangerous hitter that even when he gets off to a slow start, it just becomes more noticeable. What have you kind of seen from him behind the scenes? And he's always such an even keel guy. What have you seen from him in the hope that he can kind of snap out of even a small sample size like this?
I mean, he's such an even keel guy. He's really just staying within his routine and staying within himself. And you said it yourself. It's a very small sample size, and I think that the law of averages is going to take care of itself because I've seen him put together a lot of really good at bats. I've seen him hit balls hard this year and just not find holes. And I mean, I don't think he needs to snap out of anything. I think he just needs to continue what he's doing because his process is excellent. He's an extremely professional hitter. He's an excellent player. I think he's a great great player, great teammate, and there's nothing he needs to snap out of or change. I just think that he needs to stay the course, because at the end of the day, this is a game of failure, and everybody goes through that, even though they're putting together quality at bats or swinging at the pitches they want to. It's just that the guys on defense get paid to catch the ball as well sometimes, right? So it's just a matter about staying the course and not changing, because his process and his routine is it's extremely regimented and professional, and it's just a matter of time as the season goes on where this isn't going to even be a conversation. I can promise you that.
Thanks, Pete.
Of course.
Tim Britton, you're up.
Hey, Pete, you talked last year about how difficult it was to stay patient during slumps because the season was so short. Are you able to just snap back into the idea that it's 162 games, or do you have to kind of remind yourself this year, like, hey, it's a longer thing. I can be a little bit more patient than last year?
Well, I mean, for me, I think the best thing I can do is just keep my approach, keep it simple, swing at quality pitches, establish my zone, and don't come out of it. And I think if I can stick to my game plan and not come out of what I'm doing, I think that's going to lead to success. And it's not necessarily tangible success, and which means like getting hits. For my job is to see a ball in the strike zone, in my zone, and hit it hard. Whether it goes to the fence or goes to a defender, like it's really, I can't control. My only thing I can control is the point of contact with the baseball. If I smoke, like last night, I smoked a ball, it would have been down the line for a double, but the third baseman made a hell of a play, and I can't control him making a play. My only thing that I can control is hitting the ball, make sure it leaves the box hard, hitting the ball, making good contact, and obviously not swinging at balls. So that's as a hitter, that's my job. My job isn't to get hits. My job is to make sure the ball is leaving the box harder than it came in.
And how have you been able to kind of maintain a rhythm with so many stops and starts for you guys at the start of this year?
I mean, just put all the BS to the side, because there's like, whether it be the weather, the COVID, like we can't control those things. I mean, that's you can't really dwell on that, and that's things that are out of our control. And collectively as a team, it's the fact that we were able to kind of come together and get those 2 wins after not having those 2 days. And it's been kind of a weird, rocky start, not because of our play, but because of the inconsistency from outside factors that we can't control. So I think that the more that we get blessings from the weather, and are allowed to play on a consistent basis, and the more that other teams can stay healthy, the more that we can stay healthy, the more consistent we're going to be. So I think that just playing consistent games, I think that's when things are going to kind of smooth out. And I think once those things kind of take care of themselves and the season kind of gets going, and becomes like regular, and then starts running like a well-oiled machine, I think that you're going to see us take off and not stop.
Joe Masseri, you have the next question.
Despite that stop and start, Pete, you guys find yourself this morning on top of the division. Do you kind of look at that as kind of a springboard now for you guys as you hopefully get into that well-oiled machine that you're talking about? And how good can this team be? Because it seems like you haven't hit that stride because of the stop and start so far. Yeah,
exactly. But I don't want to use a springboard because we're only 7 games in. But I really do think as the season goes on, I think realistically during the regular season, you're going to see us we're going to put ourselves in a really good position come October. I can't tell you how good we're going to be, because whoever the best team is going to win the last game of the year. So but I'll tell you what, we're going to put ourselves in a really damn good position come playoff time. That's all I got on that one.
Mark Roseman, you're next.
Hey, Pete, one of the external factors that you talked about, and you said you got off of it, was social media, because you said you wanted to unclutter your mind, and you also wanted to live more in the moment. So 2 parts to that question. How has that gone? And as far as living in the moment, you're a guy that loves the fans. How has it been to be playing in front of fans again?
Oh, it's well, I want to say that it's been truly awesome being able to interact with fans again. Like, seeing the cool rewarding thing for me is like seeing kids, like 8 to 10 years old, and me remembering back when I was a kid, just back like way back in the Little League days, and just seeing them like not just, it's great that they're Mets fans, but it's super awesome that they're really just in love with the game of baseball and are fans of the game, and support not just us players, but the whole game as itself. And it's really awesome to see young kids and just people with smiles on their faces. I know that last year was tough and it was difficult, but seeing people like just genuinely happy to go to a ball game, it's really pure, and it's so enjoyable to have people back. And there's really something special about getting a hit or making a play on defense and then making a ton of people smile, whether it be on TV or in person. It's really special, and to be able to actually see and hear and feel that reaction from the crowd, it's really special. And also, like, I know I said this before, but being booed at Philly, it was awesome. I know it seems crazy, but because of the pandemic and this and that, it's like I miss the boos, honestly, sometimes too. Like when we go to another stadium, I'm not just picking on Philly, but if there's another place that we go, like it's fun. Like I really miss the energy and the liveliness that the game can bring, especially when there's fans in the stands. I really miss that, and I'm really thankful for it. And hopefully we keep getting more and more people back in the stands as this year goes on. But I'm really happy with kind of how people are back in the stadium, and it's I've had a blast, and I know the other guys have too, and hopefully the fans have as well. So it's been fun.
Pete, thank you for your time today.
Of course, thank you guys. LFGM.
Members of the media, this concludes today's pregame Zoom session.